first two periods, not bad. I think some momentum swings both ways. They got a fortunate break on their first goal, but third period, I think we spent just over 5 minutes of the period on the penalty kill. Took a penalty shooting the puck over the glass, went off a face-off. Just couldn't catch up to the rest of the game, and they pushed hard, and we didn't generate anything. From a skill standpoint, skill and compete are imperative in this game, especially at this level in the playoffs. And our skill and compete in the third period was non-existent, and we ended up giving up 16 shots, I think. Just not good enough. We were fortunate to win in overtime.
You've been hyped as such a defensive, struggle at the outset with the goalie battle. Are you surprised at the offense and how that maybe?
I think it started out that feeling out process, but then again, third period they cranked their game up and we didn't respond. We're fortunate to get the first one under our belt, but if we expect to have a chance to win this series, we're going to have to be far better than that tonight.
Not a big fan of that rope-a-dope thing?
No, I'm not a big fan of the rope-a-dope thing. I'd like to see us compete harder and make better plays.
What were your reaction to that sort of crazy goal when that bounced off the glove?
That's one. Every time something like that happens with Schmitty, whether it's a mistake playing the puck or a bad bounce, everybody thinks, why would you ever let him wander out? But I've said it lots of times before that the amount of times he plays it and it helps us far outweigh the odd time you get a bad break. So that's a huge strength of his. Sometimes that happens.
Helped having the top line reunited and together for a full game, and the fingerprints were all over this one.
Well, they got a huge goal for us in overtime, that's for sure.
Coach, and you addressed Mike Smith's performance again, especially when it counted in the third and overtime.
Third and overtime, he was under siege, and he hung in there and played very well. Like I say, a bad break on the first one, but there was a lot of shifts. There's a lot of hard work battling around that crease when we couldn't catch up with the puck, and he did a heck of a job for us.
Do you have any idea or theory on why you guys are having a difficult time holding the lead?
Well, spending over 5 minutes of the third period on the penalty kill is not a recipe for success to start. After that, they cranked up the desperation. We need our players that have the ability to make a good play under pressure, to make those plays in critical situations. And right now, that hasn't happened for us.
Lineup juggling here for game two?
We'll look at everything. We'll do whatever we think is best to help us win.
Dave, you talked about two teams filling each other out early. It's also two teams that haven't been that far in the playoffs over the last decade. Do you think the big stage maybe played into that tonight a bit?
I don't know, because you've got a lot of players that have played, past or in second rounds. And it's not as if, not every player is just pegged with that organization. You look at their organization, you've got Fisher, who's played deep into the playoffs. We've got guys like Whitney's been there, Langkomm's been there. So it's I understand what you're saying, some of that newness to the organization and the anxiety that goes along with that. But I feel like, and I'm just speaking for our players, I feel like we have some players that have been in these battles and should know how to react in these